Meanwhile, can BRICS countries work out their differences to set up a development bank as an alternative to institutions like the IMF? That is what finance ministers of the BRICS countries are trying to work out today in Durban. But sources say that while they are likely to give the go-ahead, there's still many concerns ahead. India's big worry, of course, is to avoid Chinese domination of the bank. Nidhi Razdan has more from Durban.
The finance ministers of the BRICS countries, that's Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, are meeting here in Durban today to try and iron out differences on the big ticket issue on the agenda of the summit. That's the setting up of a BRICS development bank. This is a bank that has been proposed to be an alternate to the US-dominated IMF and World Bank, to be able to provide emerging economies with funds in case of financial emergencies and also for infrastructure development. The problem really will be in the three key areas of concern that remain. That is capital, membership, which countries should be part of this bank, and of course governance, which sources are telling us is the most important issue. So for instance, the question is how much money should each of these countries put into this bank? Sources are telling us that the Chinese are ready to put in as much as $100 million. That is not something that other countries like India can afford to do. The concern is, particularly among Indian officials, that China would actually dominate this bank if it was able to have more funds pushed into it. So that's something that the finance ministers will be looking at closely. The earliest sources tell us that a bank like this can actually be set up and function is only a year or two from now. So it's still a distant goal, even though it is something that is very high on the agenda of BRICS countries. And how BRICS countries are able to deal with this will also determine how they emerge as an important alternative economic and political grouping. In Durban, travelling with the Prime Minister, Nidhi Razdan for NDTV.